Yep.
I don't know where we see to the Nambia and tell you better. Obia and Chassis. Because I was him.
One. Not long ago, we witnessed the arrival of the former president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Ajakum Kufuor, the President of the Republic between 2001 and 2008-9. His Excellency, the former President of the Republic, the Gentle Giant, is a proud son of the Ashanti Kingdom. On behalf of His Majesty, Your Excellency, you are graciously welcome to the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh, the first here at the Mashia Palace. Ubia Empe Baby Antina Enche Kotokohine Opemsuo Otumfuo Osei the second Eba and then Ajaboye Stronko. We are beginning the royal procession of the colorful entry of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the second.
Yeah, T, yeah, T, yeah, T, one T, yeah, T.
You know how someone. Obiya jina yi koto ko do ha. Obiya jina yi. Hello.
The royal procession on the way, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of Prempeh the First from the Seychelles. And you can see the flag of the Ashanti nation, the flag of the Ashanti Kingdom,
Yeah, T.
together with the flag
T.
of Seychelles. Nananam ene enye akwesedai ene enye ukudai ene adwabai adwabo stronko yade hye yanana Ajiman Prempeh the first yade hye the nibunyam stronko na ohwe flag ya ene kasa no yede be frafra kakra nanano makato se afrafra edema enkwan eyade de enkwada na se afrafra ema awade eso nanano manka ne sa enkwada no esisa no
One T.
afrafra
One T.
eye
One T.
best eba editi ene kasa no yede afrafra sanse ahoho awetem ewa ha jina hai enya manshiankwa ne ejina ene manshiankwa ana yene omo ekasa edi afan dewom ene mafo tintan so yesan ewo so we are live on Opemsuo radio and Opemsuo TV. We are also live on Angloba Media, on Facebook, and of course, Facebook and YouTube. Shall we all now rise as we welcome His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the second. This is the royal entry, a royal procession of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the second. This is a colorful entry, and the horns being blown here sums up the spirit of our ancestors. The drumming sums up the authority of His Majesty Opemsuo Osei-Tutu II. And as I indicated earlier on, Ashanti developed his flag long before the independence of Ghana. Hello. Long before.
Hello. Baby out here and Kabia Menshia Jabrim. Santa Hene, Kotoko Hene, Opemsuo to Abibio, and I drew say, I'm Penny out to Safra on what drew on animal.
The soul and the spirit of the kingdom, the pillar of peace of the kingdom, His Majesty Opemsuo Osei-Tutu II, the 16th occupant of the golden stool, Nana Piao, Ohene Piao, Asante Kotokose, yay!
Hello. Baby out here and Kansas here, Menshia, Bujay, and I also say, and now a dance long con. Now Prempeh would decline. Agency Brunei, didn't call or Sambaye, Nymphy or Ha, Papa Penny. And the Jidaka say, or Santimemo. You are self and I know Nama Yura, Opemsuo to Abibio. If you don't know when you're banging so if I was saying, or there another year, I shall not say, what shall we can I? You had more Super Island, our dear Corso, or Sabay, or Hunter, Seychelles. Or my penny, or if you say, Saranso and Agana, or my penny, Dada, you are John, before, or no so, okay, home. Sawani, swap for penny Prime Minister, or no so away in 50. When you know another can say, or do I know number actually, or the Ashokina, I'm a year prayer. Sir Asante, and the Asante, if we can't or Dumakwa, in the mind. Obroni, I saw better to Nanso, Asante said, Debbie. Sabi Asante Sumobi, Asante in home, Asante in the mind. And share our person or the Baba, or Besha Sante so, and ye. Asante no Broni, Edis, our saw. A Branson. Every year, you're not a secret or Rabo. Saja and then a Santimasus. Obroni, I don't say a Scaja Santimasus. Nina, if we say, come to Yantia, Nabayati, come to Yantia, the Brunianti. That's all, ya, and San Benjamin. And none of more Bruni who say, Sanya Santi Tiano. Or any Dania in ye, and Tina was a Ojemu, and no mass assign Santaman saying young found with ye, a Santaman assign a Santaman. Or by if your hand in an Prempeh say, so I'll be free Maura. Now make us say, me no edisiani, now a man by one day, for me call, mementi, Mincrofonti, Ujana Homo Brunid and Ecoy. If you do not see any, if you do not see a good year and son or banner, if you are Pepe and some Maria, Opemsuo to a baby, When you if you do no more abenya so wash ho fan or this a den so ahyemu bi afia hyase no sagrantisa ani nyina na ewo broni kroya na hunahuna yi ahya ho fa ena die so ye de ewie.
We are witnessing the royal procession of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Second. Now, as you have observed, the procession began with photon from drummers, their powerful rhythm declaring the approach of the king. Now, these beats are not just music, they are the heartbeats of a Santaman, echoing the strength and the tradition across the sacred gathering here at the Manshia Palace. And if you realize, flowing closely are the traditional horn blowers, filling the air with their melodious tunes. Now these horns summons the spirit of their ancestors and proclaim the arrival of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Second. You saw the royal sword bearers, and they have a very special costume, each design a story of Ashanti's victory and wisdom. The sword that they carry also symbolizes the power and authority entrusted in the king. Behind them, you saw the elders, whose grace and dignity reflect the critical role in safeguarding our tradition. Today you are here, observing a colorful Durbar, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh from Seychelles. So on behalf of the planning committee, on the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Second, on behalf of the chiefs and the people of Asanteman, I graciously welcome you to this grand Durbar commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh the First from Seychelles. Now let me quickly reflect your mind to the flag of Asanteman. Now this flag was designed long before the independence of Ghana. And there are three colors of the Asanteman flag. And we call it the Ashanti Nation flag. The colors of Ashanti Kingdom have been craftily arranged to mean the rich black man in the forest. The yellow representing our rich gold, reflecting the wealth and the prosperity of the kingdom. And indeed, the sacredness of the golden stool that embodies the soul and the spirit of the Ashanti nation. The black represents the spirit of our ancestors and the enduring strength and resilience of the Ashanti people. The green symbolizes the forest, the fertile land of the kingdom, and the agricultural prosperity of the kingdom. It also reflects the growth, the renewal, and the kingdom's connection to nature. So yes, Ashanti was a nation, Ashanti was a kingdom long before the Republic of Ghana. Today we are here observing the elegant pageantry of the 16th occupant of the golden stool, His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei the Second, making a royal procession to the Durbar ground to stay in state. My name is Kwame Adinkra, and I'm here with my adorable Stacy Amoating. And of course, our old boy also here with us, the program's manager of Opemsuo, Nana Memoir. And then they say to me because I dare touch it.
Hello.
You are witnessing the colorful royal dancers of the Mancha Palace. They have traveled far and wide, and on display today are the colorful royal dancers. The royal dancers of His Majesty 024 Osei Tutu II. Today we are commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of 024 Ajiman Prempeh I from exile in Seychelles. We are live on Opemsuo Radio and TV. We are live on Ohineba Media on YouTube and
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's not anything? What's just say to answer my banana? Why was I a flapper? Man, soon say to two agree. Was said to the Nsa, and I saw what in the night, and I second, and I bar, and a two, and a boy say, and a more Japanese papa say, and a sutress say, sutress Mamma Jamu, was said 2 years I am Sakumojatana. I wouldn't know him yet, was said to Nama Precus in the Pamu,
Watch him not let up. So there's my one to watch him on the way. Take now most of them for 1 hour.
Hello?
What I tell you, and yet as some are a man who the devil. But hey, I'm a friend, we are a friend. I'm a young man, I am pretty much a food. What I'm for what is one and young grand do. Don't forget that one and young grand do by the name of God.
These are powerful appellations to the king, reminding the king of the struggles of the kingdom. When the king sits in state, he will always be remembered by the songs and the struggles of our ancestors. And these beautiful noise are noise. They are not just noise, they are incarnations reflecting the power, the authority of our ancestors, and reminding the king of his duties and the heritage and the legacies of his forefathers. Today we are celebrating the 100th anniversary, the centenary anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I. Yesterday at the symposium, stories were told about the resilience, the courage, and the diplomacy of King Prempeh I. Stories were told about his exile in Seychelles for 24 years, together with 54 others. Stories were told about Nana Yas Asantewa, a Josohima, who also included in the exiles, making it 74 Ashantis fair to reside in Seychelles. Presentations, sketches were made to the events leading to the exiles of Prempeh I, his legacies in Seychelles, and indeed his return to the Golden Kingdom. Today we have gathered here to reflect on the diplomacy, the courage, and the resilience of a king who said, no, you can displace me, but you cannot displace the spirits of the Ashanti people. Far away in Seychelles, in the market of Victoria, you will see beautiful ladies with names like Abena, Sewa, Akoto, Nyako, and Akosia. Far away in Seychelles, at the National Library of Seychelles, you will see a huge section and collections of our kin who stayed in Seychelles for 24 years. Today we are commemorating his 100th anniversary of his return here to the Garden City. And it's indeed gratified to have the Prime Minister of Seychelles, the President of Seychelles with us here. And indeed the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. You are now witnessing the procession of the royals taking their turns to pay homage and tribute to to the king. Some will portrait for to pay their homage and their tribute to the king. His Majesty Opemsuo Osei Tutu II, celebrating King Prempeh the First, his arrival to the garden city. The British did all they could, but they couldn't separate the spirit of the people of Ashanti. Today we are here celebrating the glorious return of His Majesty King Prempeh the First. Nananum, Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst a true son of Asanteman, the gentle giant, and the man who transformed this nation, carried the flag of Ghana across the world, and brought dignity to the world. His Excellency, the former President, John Agyekum Kufuor. Now we are witnessing the arrival of the Queen Mother of Asanteman. Now the Queen Mother will also pay homage to the King upon her arrival at the Durbar grounds. The Queen of the Golden Kingdom, Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III. Majestic entry of the Queen of Ashanti, Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III, paying tributes, paying homage to the King as we observe the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh the First.
We would like to stand on the existing protocol and welcome everybody to the Menchia Palace. If you are here, it means you're part of history and you believe Asanteman is indeed a great nation. Yes, we are Asanteman and we are proud of that.
Hello. Abrevia Yura Vetnasiano. Atwankra akoma na hema sakotoko hene atnase Vicenti na Samri na Asante hema na makwadu yado motosum yensa adro yemfinfin okwa akoma wo hene atnase akwaba ne tiunkwa yewura ba wati apakamu na hima de oba ne de seko mu na otie say na hima o na Asante hene enum awochiano.
A people without history is indeed a lost one and a pathetic one as such. And Asanteman is so engrossed in our history that you do not have a choice. Even if you're not from here, you would have to love and admire our rich culture and heritage. Today we are going to exhibit that, and if you're here, we are showing off the rich Asante culture, the rich Asante history, and celebrating King Prempeh I for his return from exile in the Seychelles. Very soon, our dignitaries will have the chance to go pay homage to His Royal Majesty Opemsuo Osei Tutu II, and would kindly request
a free country, Kasibruni, about Mayimu.
Today, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I, is the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Excellency Shirley Ayoko Boche. On behalf of His Majesty, the chiefs and the people of Ashanti, Your Excellency, you're graciously welcome as we celebrate another day of resilience and royal diplomacy. We thank you for being here. We also acknowledge the presence of the leader of a movement that has revolutionized our political landscape, Honorable John Allan Kojo Trematin, together with his delegations, here to celebrate with His Majesty Opemsuo Osei Tutu II. Indeed, the Kumasi Mayor, the Chief Executive of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Honorable Samuel Pine, also here with pride and humility to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I. Honorable Allan Kojo Trematin, leader and the founder for Movement for Change, is here together with Nana Kofi Senya and Honorable Yao Babin Asamoah, former MP for Adenta. Also here, celebrating the 100th anniversary of King Prempeh I, is the former commissioner, the former Ashanti Regional Minister, Honorable Samson Kweku Buafo.
Very soon, our dignitaries will have the opportunity to pay homage to the King, and we are requesting that you kindly allow the protocol lead you, so it is done in an orderly fashion, so today's activities will run smoothly. So kindly pay attention to the protocol of the palace. When you are called, you kindly stand with your delegation and pay homage to the King respectfully.
The mother of the kingdom, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we rise to welcome the Queen of Asanteman, Nana Ama Kwenedu Yadom the Queen Mother of Asante Kingdom.
Any day we your best stress your page na ya nice so na ya ma Asante my mame akwaba eye Asante hema na edru dwama ochia obia fefe int mesro say what ho ni die my best ro say wo be peja wo mu ne de ama Asante hema akwaba.
Our adorable Queen Mother, the soul of the kingdom, the body of the kingdom, in a special palanquin, we will now invite the President of Seychelles to pay tributes, exchange courtesies with His Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. We have a strong delegation coming from Seychelles. Now on the 26th of October 2020, almost 4 years ago, he became the president of Seychelles, a beautiful country in Africa. His victory marked the first peaceful transfer of power to an opposition party since the country's independence in 1976. He pursued theological studies at St. Paul Theological College in Mauritius and further his education at the University of Birmingham. He was ordained as an Anglican priest in 1985 and became known for his of Canada among the delegation. And among the delegation we have Mr. Jonathan Belouise. We have Miss Linda Enesta and Miss Isha Esparon, together with Mr. Kwame Appiah and Captain Emile.
Empanyinfo a omochia Otumfuo Osei-Tutu a otoso mienu say Seychelles my empanyi ene empanyinfo.
On the red carpet is His Majesty King Eswatini III, appointed Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, His Excellency Russell Lamy. On the 3rd of November 2023, His Majesty King Eswatini III appointed him as the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Following the day he officially assumed office on the 4th of November. Prior to his appointment as Prime Minister, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Eswatini National Disaster Management Agency, where he was so much instrumental in coordinating responses to where he was so much instrumental in coordinating responses to national emergencies. Indeed, we have a colorful and a vibrant delegation from Seychelles and the Ghanaian ambassador to the Republic of Seychelles. Her Excellency also here with us to celebrate the 100th anniversary of King Prempeh the First. Her Excellency Francisca Ashite Odunton is indeed the High Commissioner to Seychelles, Ghana's High Commissioner to Seychelles. Her Excellency Francisca Ashite Odunton. Yes, the name sounds familiar. The face. Very, very familiar. She now lives in Seychelles, beautiful country, and indeed, she's always elegant and always adorable. When we were growing up, we grew up with her news on GBC. Now on the red carpet is the leader and the founder for Movement for Change, Honorable Alan Kojo Chamaten. Together with Nana Kofi Senya, Honorable Yavabi Asamoah, to pay tribute to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. At the Consulate of the Republic of Seychelles is the Honorary Consul, His Excellency Kwame Akwa, here to celebrate with us. And indeed, on the streets of Victoria, you see the legacy of King Prempeh the First at the National Library of Seychelles. You will see collections of King Prempeh the First. By the generosity of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, I visited the residence of King Prempeh the First. I fellowship at the Anglican Church where King Prempeh the First was baptized. And indeed, I walk majestically on the streets of Victoria in Seychelles.
Hello. Yeah. I'm planning our share hand with Yadikai Aka. So, Seychelles, I'm planning our infant. A brow considering Befana Prempeh, a free or my imu at the coast Seychelles, no. Biaya or Cosia, no, Homage our two.
On the red carpet, we have delegation from AngloGold Ashanti, and we have Mr. Stewart Baite, Ambassador Sango Basso, Terry Strong, Eric Esubonting, sorry for that, and Emmanuel Baidu. So we have Mr. Emmanuel Baidu, Mr. Eric Esubonting, Mr. Terry Strong, Ambassador Sango Basso, and Stewart Baite from AngloGold Ashanti.
We shall display 19th century ornaments, 19th century regalia from South Africa, presumably from the Golden Kingdom. You know, during the symposium at the Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, stories were told about how the British looted Ashanti of the gold ornaments, regalias, and other important regalia of Ashanti. Today, we are displaying some of the 19th century objects from South Africa by the kind courtesy of AngloGold and Dr. Ivor Achibendia.
Kasabi Wome Unan Centum, Kabi say, create, loot, and share. And I just be our more Ayapam, Kanana Kabiso, now we do a man. If we can't actually, because if we need about my imo. Abrafo amai makuma akombe enson no muhia mo ka se bibi man mo me nkofomfa ya chichim France for mo mfa ha Spain for mo mfa ha Portugal for mo mfa ha English for mo mfa ha no na English be fa bibi man mo na bibi man mo fa ye no a wo ba ya fa mo ha mo no wo bu hu se oban ba akopɛ na wa ha no mo asanteman so no nyame adom wo ne nyina bi enti kwambia wo mbefa so a wo nsa be kansa ne amande akoro no wo mo befa wa krokro ne nada ne kanana anye yie no na fedi aso wo de enhye ani se sagranti wo na kakari abreso wo me fi wo ma yawura enu achi na Prempeh odikan abreso wona esamba ya okasa wona mo fi nsie ni nti de o me yan se Asanteman titre ni kumase menhia ahemfie eneme wo hon mo no ombefom sesa ne omope anu ache na anso ha o de kai omdi ijanso esatum na niema o wie ya no kamia se ahita o ewiase afa na nyina ebi akopie abibrima na for South Africa na nanom samanfo no nyankrompo da Roma ensa akabi ebi adikan abadada ayewurade atodwa na ene edai empemprande agudie ni sika ekopie South Africa no enchebia na nanom ede ba no me de abechire yewura ebehye enmunyam se de ade ne hye no amfa nhye frito ade nso nim ne wande ekwa no asanya aba.
So a big thank you to our delegation from AngloGold Ashanti, Mr. Stewart Baite, Ambassador Sango Basso, Mr. Henry Strong, Mr. Eric Esubonting, and Mr. Emmanuel Baidu.
We have the clergy also here. the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, the Archbishop Emeritus of the Anglican Church, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, Bishop Anoche, here also celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of Prempeh the First. We now invite representatives from AngloGold to do a presentation together with Dr. Ivo Ajimandia. You can displace the king, but you cannot displace the spirit of the people. Today, we shall present to the king ornaments, regalias made by our forefathers, looted by the British, and they are finding their way home. The true son of the kingdom, the true son of Ghana, His Excellency, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, John Agyekum Kufuor, here to pay tribute and homage to the King, His Excellency, His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Here we have the man who gave us free maternal care, the man who gave us the Metro Mass, the man who gave us national health insurance. He gave our kids free school feeding. The man who won an award for World Food Program. The former president of the Republic between 2001 and 2009. His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor. Gentle giants, we are so grateful and proud of your achievements and heritage. The next generation will continue to adore and praise you for your hard work, your sense of diplomacy, and your gracious work. Now this is a delegation from His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II to welcome our dignitaries far and near.
So says my penny about Kochia and Mamre Kwaso. Yura Achiame Eduha Ebamano Akwaba. Mpompunsio Hene and Odi Enimono. Mpompunsio Inuachi today, Mubi Akon, and say, or Hene Asam Nankra Amanabo. One would do anymore at the call. It didn't do none much anymore. Babama, so she's Mampani Akwaba. Bafo Cantanchi, and now with the about four no admission or Hene Achiamia, or the Ebema Sushi Mampani Akwaba no. As a Ukra Snap. Dwaho any Christy Mahunu Bakon, Snap on so Mahunu Pentu Minu Na Yemiansa. When they brace you, no. Saranso na Eswatini. For penny. Obae ononso achiame edini blues you emano. Ye de mana kwa no. Actually, madam, maybe sana achiame mo. If you are self, you are not in some way ya hataye. That's Bruni de who say ya hataye. Adaroma ama kwa bayi dwumadie committee otitinani nana otuo slibo santi dabenhen onene committee no otitinani ono na sisi obegyina onam na so bisi o manam na akwa basema wo hono no odi atudwa.
We now invite the chairman of the planning committee of the Silver Jubilee of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei II, Nana Otuo Srebo II, Omahene of Asante Juaben, and the chairman of the Council of State.
Your Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei II, our revered Asante Hima, Excellency Webel John Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, Mrs. Linda Ramkalawan, First Lady of the Republic of Seychelles, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, our very beloved, very respected, and much cherished and adored, our own John Ajetikum Kufuor, second President of the Fourth Republic, eminent clergy, Your Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration and incoming Commonwealth Secretary General, Regional Minister, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Nananum, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and immense joy that I stand before you on behalf of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei II to welcome you to this historic occasion to commemorate 100 years since the return of our King, Nana Prempeh I from exile. This Durbar, a celebration of resilience, heritage, and unity, is graced by the presence of two heads of state, of Eswatini and the head of government of Eswatini and the head of government of the Republic of Seychelles. These go to reflect the bonds of solidarity that connect us as a people. We are deeply honored to have you with us today again, Excellency John Ramkalawan, President of Seychelles, and Mrs. Ramkalawan, the First Lady, whose presence serves as a symbol of the deep and lasting connections between our two nations, forged during a time of both hardship and hope. The Seychelles, though far from our own homeland, became a place where our King found solace. And it is fitting that we welcome you here today as part of this historic occasion. Excellency, your dual role as both a president and an Anglican priest exemplifies the virtue of servant leadership, seeking justice, compassion, and unity. As we reflect on the past, we are inspired to work together for a future that builds on these shared values. To His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, we say Siyamboga for joining us on this momentous day. Your attendance reinforces the spirit of African unity and highlights the collective strength we derive from our shared cultural heritage. Opemsuo recalls with great pleasure and joy the red carpet reception he received at your country when he visited a few years ago. He hopes that in due time, your king will come down here and also be regaled with similar hospitality and eminent welcome. Today, as we look back on the struggles endured and the triumphs achieved, let us not only remember that in Prempeh also we celebrate the values of courage, unity, and hope that sustain our people during the darkest of times. King Prempeh's return 100 years ago was not just a return of a king. It was the restoration of our identity, our culture, and indeed, our pride as a people. Let us use this centenary as an opportunity to reflect on the lessons of our history and to recommit ourselves to building a future where peace, unity, and prosperity prevail. Let this occasion inspire us all to uphold the legacy of our ancestors and to continue striving for the progress and well-being of our great community. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you, especially to our distinguished guests. May this day be filled with reflection, celebration, and a renewed sense of hope for the future. I thank you very much for your attention.
We thank you, the chairman of the planning committee.
Whilst I'm upstanding, I think I will take due advantage and take up the next aspect of the program. That is the presentation by AngloGold of some regalia which have been in their custody for some time. Excellencies, you may recall that on his ascension to the golden stool 25 years ago, Opemsuo made it his cardinal point to continue to look for the return of all the regalia that had been looted from the palace in the 19th century through the Second War and others through other battles. This had been started by King Prempeh II, continued by Opemsuo II, and he vowed that come the end of his reign, this one, some of the regalia, most of the regalia would have been achieved. So he set up to engage the museums that were holding them to get them, to return them to Kumasi and for them to be returned to their native place of abode. To this end, he commissioned the veteran historian and anthropologist Malcolm MacLeod and the indefatigable Abo Adjumandua to work towards the redemption of this regalia. Fortunately, after long and hard negotiations, in February, the Fowler Museum in Los Angeles returned some 7 artifacts which had been in their custody in the United States. Fortunately, again, in March, after another bout of serious and heart-wrenching negotiations, the British Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum returned 32 items that had been in their custody since the time of the Second War, that is in about 1875 or thereabouts. Later on, intelligence reached Opemsuo that AngloGold Ashanti had in their custody some of the regalia that had been bought by a Swiss art collector and which had found their way eventually to the vaults of AngloGold Ashanti. He therefore commissioned our own Abo Adjumandua to authenticate the items and indeed advise as to the propriety or otherwise of going to have them retrieved. Again, Ivor did not sleep on his oars. He went on a hard and tough negotiation, and then after duly authenticating them, he found them to be worthy of Ashanti extraction and of Ashanti origin. And therefore, the negotiations ensued. Fortunately, AngloGold Ashanti lent a very listening ear, and they agreed to unconditionally return the regalia to Opemsuo for eventual safekeeping, so that it will come into his own abode. So it is indeed fitting that this, being the third and last of the activities we planned at the beginning of this year, should be crowned with the return of the regalia which had been in the custody of AngloGold Ashanti all these years. I would now invite Mr. Adimendua, who was at the forefront of the negotiations, to say a few words before AngloGold comes over to do the presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. I think at this point I can take my seat.
Opemsuo Asantehene, about 6 months ago, you asked the Chief of Staff, Mr. Kofi Bedu, to prepare me to travel with a board member of AngloGold Ashanti, Edward Enin, to South Africa. You had initiated discussions with the leadership of the multinational organization on some 19th century Ashanti objects that it had acquired through purchase. Other visits that followed indicated that some of the collection AngloGold had were Ashanti, and indeed of the era of the 1870s and 1900s. They had been taken or acquired from Kumasi, and by 1922, a Swiss art collector of West African art, Joseph Muller, had been part of this collection and had these in his possession. This collection of West African art numbered 350 and of the best goldsmithery in West Africa. The collection became part of the Muller's Barber Museum in Geneva. This whole collection was inherited from the Geneva Museum by AngloGold Ashanti in 2000, including the objects from Ashanti. As it was explained to you, Opemsuo, in your initial discussions with them, that is AngloGold, they were all put in AngloGold's Gold of African Museum in Cape Town in South Africa, and later transferred to the Jalvat Art Center in Pretoria. It was at the Jalvat Art Center of the University of Pretoria that Edward Enin and I were, that we also, as your team, led the other stakeholders and held final negotiations to bring the 28 of these objects to Kumasi. The objects got in 3 days ago, and the AngloGold leadership got in this morning to present to you what you asked for. Some of these objects define the Ashanti court tangible heritage: language staff, swords, palace security locks, rings and necklaces, proverbial gold weights of crocodiles, gold sandals, and others. In other ways, they define chiefship. I would like to express appreciation. We will like to express appreciation to all who help in this. Star Assurance, which became our official insurers of the objects, and had to find counter reinsurers in the United Kingdom, and did so on gratis. The Reserve Bank of South Africa, which issued the export permit for these objects, and the great AngloGold team that is here, and those of West Wing Logistics and DHL that work behind the scenes and are not here. A big appreciation goes to the former president of Ghana, John Kufuor, as well as to DHL. I will now call on Mr. Honorable Edward Enin to introduce the delegation and also to say some few words.
Yo, Otumfo Chairman, Utemia, no man a buy no, AngloGold and Penny for a DHT. Yes, or mobile presentation, no, and maybe your mama. The Otosono Bakune, Mr. Stewart Bailey, on the Chief Sustainability and Corporate Affairs Officer. The Otosomiano, Ambassador Basso Sango, Senior Vice President, Group Sustainability. Enna Dr. Sumiensa Erica Subontin, Senior Vice President, African Non-Operated JVs. Your torso 9, Terry Strong, Senior Vice President, Africa. Your torso num, Samuel Boachi Pobi, Managing Director, AngloGold Ashanti or Boase. Now you're MD or Takwa, you know what Takwa, no, not about Boase say. Dr. Senior Emmanuel Bedu, Senior Manager, Sustainability, Africa. And war Edmond, or also Eboa, a friend, Emmanuel Bedu, a Juma Oyem. And war a Rababia, or Wale Nanuya, but me name the crew didn't Tim Stephen, never put in a friend, if any case here in Yan, or also Waha. And I'm also Edward Daniel, Mesomeka, a buy. To watch me by a massive mechanic. At this point, no may invite Stewart na on also the Casa Abatu.
Your Majesty, Otumfo Osei Tutu II, His Excellency the President of the Seychelles, Wavel Ramkalawan, His Excellency Prime Minister Dlamini of Eswatini, His Excellency the former President John Kafur, Nana Num, assembled guests, dignitaries, Memawo Maha. Please accept the greetings today from me, from AngloGold Ashanti, from our Board of Directors, from the Board of Directors of AngloGold Ashanti Ghana, including the Honorable Enan, who has just spoken so eloquently, and before him, Nana Otto Shribo II. Thank you. There is a South African saying, or at least a saying that we claim in South Africa that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This undertaking that has brought us here today has been an exercise in togetherness, in cooperation and collaboration. And it's been a collaboration with the Manchia Palace, under the direction of His Majesty. It's been an undertaking with the expert guidance of Mr. Ajim Dua, who has shown us a deeper way to appreciate items that are not hard to appreciate very deeply. These are amazing, priceless regalia and artifacts that are beautiful to behold, but are also a tremendous testimony to the expert craftsmanship of the Asanteman and of the people that forged these artifacts hundreds of years ago right here, likely in Kumasi. It was in 2000, as Mr. Ajim Dua said, that the former management of AngloGold, and this is before the company merged with Ashanti in 2004, decided that Europe was no place for these artifacts, and they would like to bring them back to Africa. And so they purchased these and brought them and created a museum in Cape Town, which allowed many, many people to view these artifacts on the African continent, many of them for the first time in modern history. It is a deep honor for me today, a personal honor, to be involved in the project that brings these treasures here to Kumasi, where they were forged all those years ago. These pieces are an enduring reminder of the traditional links to gold mining here in this area of Ghana, and again, that testimony to craftsmanship and artisanship that dates back centuries. We are deeply honored and humbled to be part of this important moment in history, to ensure that these cultural treasures are accessible not only to the Ashanti people, but to Ghanaians in general. Today also marks an important step in an ongoing cultural initiative that will continue to reinforce AngloGold Ashanti's long-term commitment to the Asantehene, to the Ashanti Kingdom, and to its people, and for our support of the preservation and celebration of such a rich and storied culture. Medasima.
The chairman of the 25th anniversary, Nana Oto Strebo II, Mahine of Jobin traditional area, leading the delegation from AngloGold to present these regalias to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Precious ornaments looted from the corridors of the kingdom, displaced and coming back home safely. And indeed, as eloquently said by the Ghana's High Commissioner to Seychelles, Her Excellency Francisca, we thank God they are all back home. Yes, indeed, we thank God. Many will come. We have the huge assurance that many will come. If you are watching us live, we are here at the Manshia Palace celebrating the return of King Prempeh I, the centenary return of King Prempeh I from exiles. Over the past 1 year, beginning from the 6th of February, the Planning Committee of the 25th anniversary of His Majesty had put along programs and events reflecting the legacies of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. The Planning Committee, 1 year ago, in this year, 2024, put up events and programs that reflect the resilience and the heritage of Asanteman. Under the chairmanship of Nana Otu-Srebo II, the Manyene of Asante Joabin, and the chairman of the Council of States. We had 18-member committee, and that included Berima Safo Chinebua Kodia Kumaumahine, Nana Ifa Apenten, Bompata Manhine, Nana Nsuasi Poku Achiman III, Otufo Achiamehine, Achafo Asafo Boache Ajiman Bonsu, Akwamuhine, Ohineba Boache Ajay Wahine the second, Otufo Hiahine, Nanansa Aduba the second, Yamfo Hine, Barima Ochiabo Amankwa Adunain the second, Kuntinase Hine, Nana Ajay Koko Tachifri Beye Man, Tiobodom Man Hine, Okadachie Amoa Atu Nkonkonchia the second, Japekrum Hine, Nana Ajekuma Difie the second, Mampong Hima, Nana Jobin Afakuma Kusi Uduadum Agogo Hima, Mr. Kofi Badu, the Chief of Staff, Manchia Palace, Mr. Ernest Sahine, Head of Protocol, Manchia Palace, Mr. Charles Secretary, Manchia Palace, Engineer Nana Poku Ajiman, Eban Rose, KMA, Dr. Kweku Mensa Bonsu, Chairman, Prime Time Limited, Nana Kweku Ayisi, Kotehini of Ruaura, and Mr. Kofi Owusu, Registrar, Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs. Together with the chairman, his leadership, his decency, remarkable organizational skills, today we are here celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh to the Golden Kingdom. We'd like to say a big thank you for your hard work and for your creativity and innovations.
We would like to acknowledge everyone who made it possible to have these artifacts brought back home to Asanteman. If you were part of this process, we say Onyankopo Enshrawo onto Wonkwandem Nadia Obeyebia so Enye Asanteman Edamase.
Your Majesty, as I indicated earlier on the 3rd of November 2023, His Majesty King Eswatini III appointed him as the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. The following day, he officially assumed office, and prior to his appointment as Prime Minister, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Eswatini National Disaster Management Agency, where he was instrumental in coordinating responses to national emergencies. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Prime Minister of Eswatini, His Excellency Russell Miso Dlamini.
Your Majesty, Opemsuo Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, Her Majesty Nana Konadu Yadom III, Queen of the Asante Kingdom, Your Excellency Wavel Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, Honorable Shirley Boshai, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Your Excellencies John Kofu, former President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and responsibility to deliver these remarks on behalf of His Majesty King Mswati III, King of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Allow me to begin these remarks with a message of regret from His Majesty at being unable to be with us here due to long-standing annual commitments. His Majesty King Mswati III, the Queen Mother, the government and the people of Eswatini would like to convey their best wishes to His Majesty Opemsuo Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, and the people of Asante, as we celebrate 100 years of the return of Nana Akyemang, Prempeh I, the Asante Hene, from his period of exile in the Seychelles. Today, we not just celebrate the return of a leader, but we celebrate the resilience and strength of the Asante people. Nana Prempeh I was not just a king, but a symbol of unity and perseverance. His journey has taught us that even in the face of adversity, we must hold on to our identity, our values, and our dreams. His return signified a new chapter of the Asante Kingdom, a time of rebuilding, strengthening bonds, and embracing the future with courage. Your Majesty, it has been 9 years since His Majesty Opemsuo Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, visited the Kingdom of Eswatini. His Majesty King Mswati III has fond memories of the visit by the Asante Hene. During his visit, the two monarchs resolved to strengthen relationships between the two kingdoms and countries. They agreed to frequent reciprocal visits. However, Ghana has had, up to date, not received His Majesty King Mswati III. It is His Majesty's wish to reciprocate the visit in the near future. The monarchs also pledged to promote cultural exchanges between the two kingdoms and countries by embracing cultural diversity and preserving cultural heritage. Recently, a delegation from the Kingdom of Eswatini was in Ghana for a week for the purpose of merging of traditional local administration and modern local government, as well as the establishment of the national houses of chief. The government of Ghana provided technical assistance and warmly welcomed the delegation from the Kingdom of Eswatini. Your Majesty, allow me to recognize the good relationship between the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and His Majesty King Mswati III. The President of Ghana and His Majesty King Mswati III have maintained strong bilateral relations between our two countries, from which we can gain access to important brotherly and cultural relationships that have a considerable potential of uniting us as Africans and for the development of our people. Eswatini wishes to affirm the strong and cherished relations between our two nations today, as we celebrate not just the history that binds us, but the bright future we are creating together. Our countries have faced challenges and triumphs, yet through it all, our friendship has stood the test of time. This partnership is rooted in shared values of respect, equality, and commitment to uplift our people. Ghana and Eswatini have much to learn from one another, from our rich cultural heritages to our vibrant traditions. We share a commitment to fostering peace, stability, and prosperity. Our collaboration in various sectors, such as trade, education, health, culture, and sports, has already made significant strides, and there's still so much more to harness. Your Majesty, I'd like to express my appreciation for the warm welcome and hospitality that you have extended to me. Their Royal Highnesses that we are with here today, and my delegation during our stay here in Kumasi. We wish you continued prosperity and success as you lead the people of Asante to greater heights. I thank you.
We thank you, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, Russell Miso Dlamini. We thank you for the assurance that King Mzwati III will be here in the near future. But I hope the near future will be next year. Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the 26th of October, 2020, virtually 4 years, he became the president of Seychelles, a very beautiful country in Africa. His victory marked the first peaceful transfer of power to an opposition candidate since the country's independence in 1976. He pursued theological studies at St. Paul's Theological College in Mauritius and further his education at the University of Birmingham. He was ordained as an Anglican priest in 1985 and became known for his advocacy of human rights and democratic reforms. With humility, let's welcome the President of Seychelles, His Excellency Wafel Ramkalawan.
Your Majesty, King Opemsuo Nana Osei Tutu II, Her Majesty the Queen Mother, Your Royal Highness Lady Julia Osei Tutu, Your Excellency Mr. Russell Dlamini, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Mrs. Shirley Bochwe, incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth, former President, Your Excellency Mr. John Kufuor, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be here today. I bring greetings with me from the people of the Republic of Seychelles to the people of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Ashanti, sorry. Let me express my sincere appreciation to Your Majesty and to the people of the Asante for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality that the First Lady and I, as well as my whole delegation, have received since our arrival in Kumasi. I take note that the year 2024 is an important one for the people of the Asante. Not only is the kingdom commemorating the 100 years anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I from exile in Seychelles, but 2024 is also the 150th anniversary of the Third Anglo-Ashanti War of 1874. Your Majesty, this year you are also commemorating the Silver Jubilee of your enthronement. On behalf of the people of the Republic of Seychelles and on my own behalf, I would like to congratulate Your Majesty on your Silver Jubilee. Your Majesty, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Seychelles and Ghana formally established diplomatic relations in October 1988. But historically, the bonds of friendship between the two countries can be traced back to the exile of the late King Prempeh I to Seychelles from 1900 to 1924. It was indeed an honor, though sad, for us in the Seychelles to receive your great king, a man of peace, a man of dignity, a man who showed respect to our people and in return received the full respect and love of the Seychellois. So through his presence in the Seychelles, these bonds were established. And today, we are very close as two peoples. You from the Atlantic shores and us from the Indian Ocean, and yet we are one. Your Majesty, I am pleased that I could be here. For me, this visit is not only one to partake in the celebrations of the return of King Prempeh I from exile, but it is also giving me the opportunity to better understand the Ashanti people, your culture, your history. Through this, I will be able to better understand the late King Prempeh I, the man he was, and the sacrifices he made for his people and for his kingdom. For me, therefore, the commemorating is also a time of reflection of the past, but also of the future. Seychelles and Ghana have a long history of cooperation in the cultural field. This is mainly due to the historical connection between the Ashanti people and the people of Seychelles. Yesterday, I was honored to be in the presence of the descendants of the king, and how much they look like our Seychellois nation. We have Seychellois living here in Ghana who were born in Seychelles or whose grandparents were born in Seychelles. And we also have descendants of the Ashanti in the Seychelles. What better way to unite our people? Earlier this week, as part of my official visit, the Memorandum of Understanding in Cultural Cooperation was signed between Seychelles and Ghana. I am confident that through this MOU, the Seychelles National Institute of Culture, Heritage and the Arts will continue to work closely with representatives from the Ashanti Kingdom to further explore other collaborations possible in this field. And here, Your Majesty, I would like us to go further. And this morning, I had a long conversation with the Member of Parliament from the very constituency where King Prempeh I lived during his exile. I believe we should look to twin the district and Kumasi. This will further reinforce our cultural ties, and this will also allow citizens from Kumasi to come to the Seychelles, and for those from Seychelles to come here to explore the rich diversity of our culture. I am pleased that the Seychelles National Institute of Culture, Heritage and the Arts was able to work closely with Mr. Kwame Akwa, our honorary consul in Ghana, and from representatives from the Kingdom of Ashanti in organizing an exhibition in Seychelles recently commemorating the 100th year celebration of the return of King Prempeh I from exile. But we are not stopping there. We will also be turning the very chapel in which King Prempeh I received the sacrament of Holy Communion and Confirmation into a museum. This has already been accepted. I've already signed the papers, and again, the presence of King Prempeh I will continue to live on. To further the legacy of King Prempeh I, the project has already started. Therefore, today, Your Majesty, I want to say thank you very much to the warm welcome we have received in your kingdom. And I want to wish you continued prosperity, long life, good health, wisdom as you continue to lead your people. We stand by your side, and I look forward to once again welcoming Your Majesty and the First Lady to the Seychelles. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
the President of the Republic of Seychelles, His Excellency Wafel Ramkalawan, is on this note that Your Excellency, we establish the Ghanaian Seychellois Citizens Accord. Those who are born in Seychelles and trace their roots to Ghana, they will all belong to the Ghanaian Seychellois Citizens Accord. On display now are the regalias, the ornaments looked at several years ago and back home. And these are testimonies of the creativity and the innovations of our forefathers that are still the test of time. It will be displayed at the Kumasi Museum, at the Manshia Palace Museum, Your Excellencies,
Hello. 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 Seychelles, Omampaning, now Casasi, no. Or say, who I can say, and a day, you rather Roma or you Finfin. Na Centenary at my Prempeh, in fear or high any our fruit Seychelles by a one fidano or Timo Ebie or say Seychelles. And then Ghana, we put down with the Nanso and yeah.
Hello.
Mayura, Yabaya, Yukra, Yensa, Ahodo, and na. Ye ba so na na man so de ka ho na ye kura otumfo so bo mu ade sante hema bo mu ade achiame bo mu ade na anyimfo a ka otumfo ho bo mu ade na anyimfo ka sante hema so bo mu ade nyina wa ha de ba
so we said on 97 sabe we wa no me na e da kase ma wo mu emfie wa ha na achiri na sabe susume di achenti na bitu fam sanka na sande wa de abrɛ won omo tibi makwa omo ba ya ensa hodo nyinara Adomebu de betia ono na kwa yenka dum. Adomebu na ima de ka ho. Obo mo ade na ima bo mo ade. E na adomebu no ma santima so bo mo ade. Adomebu a cham bo mo ade. No ma betia ono no adoma. Tu for demasi. Ademasi.
We shall now welcome the Manshia Royal Dancers to give us a glimpse of our Ashanti culture. Your Excellencies, we dance here to communicate. We dance to express gratitude and respect to our king, His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. And here I present to you the Manshia Royal Dancers. We have three notable dances. We have the Kete, the Phantom from, and the Adowadas. These are the notable traditional dances of the Ashanti culture. And here we are on the red carpet is the Manshia Royal Dancers. displaying the photo form dance. In full regalia, displaying the worth of the people of Ashanti. Ashanti believe in vibrant colors.
Okay.
Excellency, Excellency, John Waber Ramkalawan, on behalf of Opemsuo, the Asantehene, I have the honor to make a small presentation to you. You have just said that you are going to open a Prempeh museum in Seychelles, and we look forward to coming to help you officially open the museum. But the gift that we are going to give you today, I hope may have a place in the cornerstone of the museum. It is the Ashanti stool. You see, the stool as an utilitarian object is for sitting on and for giving you repose. However, within our cultural context, it connotes the spirit of the nation. The golden stool is that which encapsulates the spirit of the whole of Asante. And that is why when you touch the golden stool, you have touched Asante. And that is why when the body of Prempeh was taken away and the golden stool still remained here, Asante kingdom still stays the same. Because the person may die, but the stool doesn't die. So we are trying to immortalize your visit by giving you this success stool. It's made up of a special tree which can last 200 years without it going without going bad. And it's embossed with the emblem of the king. This is called the Temche. Yes. This is called the Chemche. The Chemche, it will take a whole lesson to explain it to you, but this is the symbol that the heart that King Osei wore when he entered Kumasi to assume the kingship of the golden of the stool. So this is the emblem which is peculiarly reserved for the king. And when the king gives his stool with the embossment of the Chemche, it's the highest gift that can come out of his regalia, as it shows the bonds of friendship and the level of solidarity that exists between you and your Opemsuo, and also between your country and the Ashanti kingdom. Because without you, maybe Ashanti would not have been anymore. So we are very grateful to you. This will be a memento of your visit, and we hope that it will have a lasting place in your archives.
Oh, thank you very, very much. And rest assured, this will be a treasured gift, and Seychelles is very happy, very proud for the role we played in the history of the Ashanti.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait. Let's.
You may also want to turn it this way. So it shows the artistic excellence. It's presented to His Excellency Weber Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, by His Majesty Opemsuo II Asante on the centenary celebration of the return of King Prempeh to Asante, 23rd November, in the good year of our Lord, 2024. Yes. Okay. So this can be encased in this. We have also a gift for Mrs. Ramkalawan.
Oh, Linda.
Hello, please. You see, the role of the woman in the Akan system is peculiar. Before the advent of, female empowerment, we had a special role for a woman. The Asantehima is the most powerful lady in the kingdom, and it is to her that we turn to when the time comes for the selection of a king. So anything that we do, we make sure that the women too are given due cognizance, and that is why we have elected the Queen Mother of Mampong, who is the second in the command after Asantehima, to adorn you with this cloth with a special gift from Opemsuo to your good self.
Thank you very much. It looks really good.
Yes. Yeah. I don't recognize her anymore.
Thank you very much.
I think with this, we'll give you an Asante name. Today is a Saturday, so you'll be called Ama. It's a female born on a Saturday. Okay. And you'll be called Ama Asantua because of Yasantua, who died in Seychelles. So from today, you are no longer Linda Ramkalawan, but Ama Asantua.
Okay.
Yes. Asantua.
So does that mean she's divorced now?
No. It's just a name.
Just a name.
It doesn't take away her status.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty, and thank you very much to the people of the Ashantis. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much.
We need to go to the king and say thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Is that when we finish?
When we
have two more.
And then.
Okay.
So when we finish, we'll come over.
Okay.
So all of you on your via nom nyaba bedas. On that. You via nom nyaba bedas. Akas Prime Minister. Prime Minister. Prime Minister. Prime Minister, when we came to Seychelles 9 years ago, we picked a few words of Eswatini. Bayete, Unapagate. So we say Bayete. Now, we also have something for you, Mr. Prime Minister. We are looking forward to the King coming to visit with us. However, since you have come and since you are, spoken so brilliantly and you have come to ensure that this ceremony goes on very, very well, we have a small gift for you. It is a cross which my brother will help you to put on, without having to take off this one. But you see, the beauty of this is that, both Swatis and Ashantis, when you put on we bear our shoulder. It may be left or it may be right, but it shows that we have nothing hidden under our armpits to cause havoc. So it shows our purity of intentions and our actions. So I'll help you to put this on, and then. Okay, I'll help you to. Okay.
So, is it? Yes. Oh, no. That's, okay, that's fine. Yes. So this one in, this one in.
Well, we'll take a picture. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
A wonderful gesture, a gesture of gifts from the kingdom to the president of Seychelles, and of course the Prime Minister of Eswatini. We have the great-grandchildren and the grandchildren of King Prempeh the First, here to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh. The great-grandchildren and the grandchildren, descendants, true royal descendants of King Prempeh the First, some living here, some living in Seychelles, here to celebrate their great-grandfather, King Prempeh the First. We are gradually ending the activities marking the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Opemsuo Osei Tutu II, who carries the past, the present, and the future of the Ashanti Kingdom. The descendants of King Prempeh the First, who live in Seychelles, are here to celebrate the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh the First. On the streets of Victoria, you will hear names like Asantewa, Nyako, Sewa, Akosia. Today, the Prime Minister of Eswatini is adorning rich kente cloth as we anticipate King Eswatini III here in Kumasi somewhere next year. We continue to give gratitude to Ghana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and the incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Her Excellency Shirley Ayoko Boche. It has been historic. It has been memorable. The celebration of the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh I. The great-grandfather of the descendants, they are all here. I have just received notice that the Member of Parliament for Bantama constituency, the Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, Ajimaya, Honorable Asanso Boache, and the Honorable Regional Minister, the working one, the longest serving Regional Minister, Honorable Simon Osei Mensam, leading delegation from the government, including the Mayor of Ashanti, the Mayor of the Garden City, the Chief Executive Officer of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Honorable Samuel Pine, leading the delegation of government to pay tribute and homage to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Member of Parliament for Bantama, Minister of Roads and Highways, Ajimaya, Honorable Francis Asanso Boache. And again we have the Director of Cultural Affairs at the Presidency, Ohinere Theresa Addison. We welcome also the former Deputy Regional Minister, Mr. Andy Okrai. Ejoso hima Nana Yasantewa, who is here to exchange courtesies with the President of Seychelles and the Prime Minister of Eswatini and members of the diplomatic corps, including...
Hello, comments, no. Minister.
Otumfo achiame yedi kan no yebesre na mama nato yewura asantemawura Otumfo osei tutu abebio se ninua omampani se ni onim de ne dwumadie ne chi no yehwe nanim na nso dwumadie no bi ama ne niema no bi akachire yenim se ebia yetiri ya be sima be aduasantem no ebi obetima bedru kumasi na sene be ya enkoba se bia onuru ha no Otumfo apagya ne mu na animguase akan ye ne nti no yensi betumrika ne dikan na ya bekire omampani enema ti so beto so a na ni wa bekia ne nuanom de ensa atonsa yam fefefe eno nti na ya dikan abaha wabra onka ye hono yenim se sa amre nche bia ebi oba bedru kumasi enti okay enti Otumfo achiame enam say ye director of culture ewa ha no na ono na ede ne ma no si no so basi mi so no memo ono aka se ne be ya nkoyem emputupuru ne bia anumfunfun bia nso enye dan enkobem na minkoka asem a ebi enye no no mapani akantini se Otumfo achiame Otumfo ma me kwan a medane akasemu no ama menua ba Teresa Addison na watu aso
Mira Chiame Wadaroma said ye try to said ye commission editor yera enimo no ba no beba hwebe no nso awie obeba peja ni mu a anwumre de oni yera ene bedi dwuma no che ahoho ye ni monyam yera mampanyini wo ba ye a wokutana nanom okutana nanom tetemro sano pentunsia eye Henison pentunsia tete Johnny Walker eye Blue Label eno so pentu miensa wine pentunsia yera buo mu ade nana santeye ma buo mu ade yera chia me buo mu ade nana no nkuma se ehemfo buo mu ade abrafo abuo mu ade ehinkwa buo mu ade yero Otumfo akrachefo buo mu ade yero chiame manuasi ene yeba no ketewisi mu ebnada yebeba na kasiem
yo Otumfo achiame we no medical krabi na esoso omampani maaye no ye ne a yabegino achire omampani enema no eye owura ohwe kumasi so kumasi meyo owura sampai mrashe bedwani a wogina ho ma de hye wo bantema a wono ena ye minister for roads and highways ono so wa ha ina anso eka ye ho ena mpanimfo aka ena ebegina omampani anamu na ye kire ne niema ode bre ninua Otumfo osei tutu abebio yedamasi
Sakwa, Sessa Wadoma Brew, Edina, a free Seychelles by in Fiwaha, now come up in Tiha, there's so Wadoma Brew Fachano. Say Wadoma Brew, I'm a cow on Sasa Amremu, and said you made you a overcome home, and by you may be a share Sabi, Awa, a Bayano, and Bunyam. Also, Adoma, at the end of the day, that's okay. It's Omo Asuma Regiment is an apart from General. Say, far Sabi Bunisa. Yes, now for no pentunsia. Brandy, Papa knows so pentunsia. Johnny Walker, pentunsia, and wine is so adaka. What don't me boo? Oh, my penny say, Obama dear. Now, Santa Obama dear. Watch me Obama dear. And I'm my penny for Obama dear. What can't Obama dear? Now, him called Obama dear. What's what don't me boo? Conolina, the Medina, and Vioha. I don't know. Or see them a pamau. Osawa de mao se trauma santoman ene Ghana man na isa be de wayi esombo e de sonko kura wa be ka wonsa no no nyina anwumre no e de dwuma no so osma regiment de sala for hanma na do mo se no to for do mo se
nanano mo mi ampre o man panyine Yempre noe. Yempre o man pengine.
Ochina anapa non kuno pepe yenina yeshia mu ewo St. Prince Anglican Church hall and I call a suma for the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. Tomorrow it will be divine and heartfelt to indeed see the President of Seychelles in his cassock as he will preach to us, opening the scriptures, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whosoever believe in him will not perish, but will have eternal life. Tomorrow's preaching will be done by His Excellency Wavel Ramkalawan, and he will be called the Archbishop of the Anglican Church. So tomorrow, join us 9 o'clock exactly as we witness the preaching of His Excellency Wavel Ramkalawan, and of course, Her Excellency, to be on the safer side, let me say, Her Excellency Linda Ama Asantewa Ramkalawan. Also fellowshipping with us tomorrow at the Anglican Church will be His Excellency Russell Miso Dramley, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Indeed, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Miso Dramley, is also here with His Royal Highness, Prince Lindani, and His Royal Highness, Prince Samlani, and Ambassador Mamba. The gentle giant, the former president of the Republic, the true son of Asanteman, the true son of Ghana, a distinguished personality, a former commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, who still have the capacity to arrest anybody who will give us any loud gunshots. Your Excellencies, not too long ago, you had a handshake of the great-granddaughter of the legendary Nana Ya Santewa, the Queen Mother of Ejuso. Now, the great-granddaughter is now the Queen Mother of the legendary Ya Santewa area called Ejuso. The legendary Ya Santewa is noted for her bravery, her resilience, and his fighting spirit of the Ashanti people. She was also exiled in 1900 to Seychelles. I need to remind you that the former Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency John Ajakum Kufuor, is still here. And he has the capacity to still do what he does best.
Kindly be reminded tomorrow at 9 a.m.
We are concluding our special Durbar here. As we come to the last but one events back in the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the journey that began on the 6th of February with a symposium at the Great Hall, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and that was followed by another Kuntukuni Durbar on the 8th of February 2024. And on the 30th of March, we had a massive cleanup exercise across all the traditional areas of Asanteman. In April, the 15th of April, we commenced a photo and exhibition here at the Mashia Palace. And we launched the Otumfuo STEM Festival here at the Mashia Palace. The Asanteman Queen Mother's Day here at the Mashia Palace was hosted by adorable Stacy Amwati. And on the 24th of April, we had the Ahuho Durbar, which celebrated the ethnic groups residing in Asanteman. On the 25th of April, in the evening, we had fireworks at multiple locations, including the Cultural Center, Heroes Park, Manchia, Tafo, Jubilee Park, Abuabo, and Adum. On the 26th of April, we had a non-denominational Thanksgiving service here at Jabrim, which indeed led us to May 2024. On the 1st of May, the Asante Regalia homecoming here at the Manchia Palace. We launched the Otumfuo Commemorative Stamp here at Manchia on the 4th of May. The birthday of the king was on the 6th of May. We had a Thanksgiving service at St. Cyprian's Anglican Church, which we had a dinner at the Mashia Palace. On the 12th of May, it was the biggest Akwasi Day, marking the Silver Jubilee Durbar here at Jabrim, clamassing the celebration. Today, November 24, we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh. Tomorrow will be a church service.
Yes, and tomorrow at 9 a.m. we will all gather at St. Cyprian's Anglican Church to fellowship with the King as we celebrate the goodness of the Lord. If you have been here today, you have been part of history in the making, and I would say this will go a long way to be in our memories drive as one of the best days of our lives. We want to say a very big thank you to everyone who made it a point to be here, whether you came near or far. Asante Mai Edamasi Bebre Nyankopon Inshramo.
Displaying is the flag of Asanteman and the flag of Seychelles. The flag of Asanteman has been crafted beautifully to connote the phrase, the rich black man in the forest. The king will be coming here. It has been colorful. It has been historic. It has been memorable. The meaning thereby, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I from Seychelles. In 1900, our proud king, our brave queen, was exiled to Seychelles by the British. He stayed in Seychelles for 24 years. Yesterday, stories were told, presentations were made, sketches were made, leading to events leading to his exile, his legacies in Seychelles, and his return. Wherever you are, the king will be here to say goodbye to us as we close for the day. On behalf of the planning committee, under the chairmanship of Nana Otuo II, the Omahene of Asante Juabin, and the chairman of the Council of State, we would like to say a big thank you for being part of this history.
Hello. Hello.